No demo. I was wrong. Guess I should just shut the F up. But I'm not. Greetings, words, how you doing? Welcome back to the Haven. Now, welcome back to some more Reddit evil content. So, okay, as we saw today at the State of Play, the fourth trailer, okay? This is definitely the last trailer here, not including the launch trailer that usually happens. Okay, thankfully, this trailer was shown at the beginning of the State of Play, so I was actually able to see it while I was at work. And then after this trailer, then I really got busy at work. It was kind of like divine intervention. Well, it wasn't really intervention. The divine beings upstairs said, hold off, let me watch this, and then all right, get back to work. So at the same time, it was cool. Okay, shame that there's no demo, but hey, I'm not butthurt. It's not a big deal. But we definitely got to talk about this trailer because this trailer was incredible.
That's 6 now. 6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing.
So 6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing. So before my math comes into play, I do want to clarify that I don't think he obviously means Alyssa Ashcroft in this. So that would be 7. Alyssa Ashcroft died by being murdered. He said 6 of them were killed by the same thing. Later on in this trailer, they're gonna show something here, and I think that's what related to where they all died from, okay? And then also including this as well, I want to put this into a gander. I don't know if anyone took this into consideration as well. Now he said 6 survivors of Raccoon City all dead from the same thing. So if we are interpreting that line, he means the Elpis virus, right? Because obviously we see here in this trailer that Leon is infected as well, right? I don't think Chris is involved in that because the events of the Hound Wolf Squad in the DLC for Rose in Resident Evil 8, that occurred after this. And it's confirmed in that one that Chris is still alive and still with his squad, right? So obviously 2 things could be at play here. Either Chris was not infected, or 2, they found a cure. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just saying that's definitely food for thought. In this particular instance, maybe it could be Chris would be non-infected because I know Chris survived the mansion incident and that is in the outskirts of Raccoon City, but I mean, I don't know, like before the Raccoon City thing happened and everything, Chris was already, gone, so I don't know if you want to include him as, yeah, you can include him as a survivor, but you guys know what I mean. I mean, like the city incident kind of thing. Chris is already gone, but his homegirl Jill was still in the mix. So we're talking about plenty of people that could be affected by this dang virus. All right. There's one in particular that we're gonna see later in the trailer that just confirms who they are.
Yeah, that's not good.
I love this trailer, dude.
Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under. The Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center.
Oh man, boy, Leon looking clean, dude. Oh, okay. Fun fact though, at that part, I think I counted 5 rounds that Leon put into that monster's head with that revolver. I think that revolver takes 6 rounds. So when he gave that revolver to Grace, there's only 1 round left in there. So it's like Leon was like, hey, look, in this Resident Evil universe, magnums are scarce, so good luck.
You okay? What does Victor want with you?
What do you mean?
He grabbed you for a reason.
I love this, dude.
Did you find anything on Elpis?
Not yet.
Okay, so actually, thankfully, I got to read this at work, but it looks a lot better here on my computer, okay? So it seems that the stages of Elpis right here, or it says Raccoon City Syndrome. The report outlines the current research on the latest onset T virus syndrome, henceforth referred to as the Raccoon City Syndrome. So basically, this is where I think this is like the survivors of Raccoon City have this. So they have a form of the T virus inside of them, kind of thing. I don't know how that all plays out. At least that's what it seems like that there's a case here, but there's different stages of this, right? So stage 0, which is dormant, okay? The virus lies temporarily dormant within the host due to the presence of specific antibodies as the virus is not completely suppressed. So when it says due to the presence of specific antibodies, do you guys think that maybe the peeps who managed to escape from Raccoon City, I guess got some type of antibodies? I guess I'm not gonna say a cure, but some antibodies put in their system, and this is actually the result of that. I'm not sure, but it seems that the survivors of Raccoon City have this, but they're calling it Raccoon City Syndrome, which I'm going to assume that is aka Elpis. But it's at stage 0, which is dormant, so this is lying in the body. So if I want to make a comparison, that's probably like, if you want to think like of Las Plagas, that would be just the egg, right? Nothing has happened yet. Stage 1 activation. Now this right here, we know Leon is infected thanks to the later on in the trailer what we're going to see. We see that it's on his hand. Now, I would say probably for Leon, it's definitely in the activation stage. It's active, there's black, it's bruise-like marks mild symptoms, but we haven't heard him coughing or anything like that here in the trailer, but it's just trailers, you know what I'm saying? They're probably not gonna show all that. But when it says begins to appear on other parts of the body, now we know it's on his hands and it's on his neck, but it's not on his arms. We know that, but anything like here, we don't know. But at least right here on the neck and the hands, we see it on Leon, right? Now it says development, the black mark spread further across the body, right? You know, with numbness in the affected area, but a mark extends to the internal organs. Now we don't know if our boy Leon is in that, but I don't think Leon is in this particular stage yet. And we definitely know he's not on stage 3, when at that point it's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Vomiting blood, you're dead within 1 or 2 hours, right? So when I look at this, you guys remember, damn, that's a long behind tongue. You guys remember in the demo, I remember watching one video, it was from Maximilian Dude, and he stated that there's some enemies that you can think of like as Crimson Heads if you don't finish them off a certain way, right? Or like he said, if you don't finish them off like how Grace would with that, you know, with that capsule of infected blood and stuff like that kind of thing, they can actually come back and they'll be like tougher enemies. I want to assume that this is probably what that is. So if you want to think of Crimson Head, I think you can think of it like this, or if you want to think of it like more recent, you can think of it like the Las Plagas, like if you get a headshot or anything like that, but the enemy is not dead. The Las Plagas is still trying to defend the host or itself kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
They're in.
And then right here, so you have Leon like running. The last time we seen any Resident Evil where they would run like that, that's another of Resident Evil 6, right? There's another Resident Evil 6. Now, who's to say that this is not like a automatic command for Leon to attack from afar, or you can actually sprint just willy-nilly, you know, with Leon, and then it results in you pressing a button and he does a kick. So they have that in Resident Evil 6, but I think they do like a I think for at least Leon, he does like a shoulder check kind of thing. Something I related to with 6, but I could be wrong. But it's definitely something to keep in mind, like, hey, I don't know if he can sprint willy-nilly or if he can just attack from afar, you know? But I thought that was a cool little addition as well too.
Leon, we're running out of time.
And there it is. There it is right there to basically, even though everyone and their mama in the fan base were already saying, yeah, Leon is infected. And I even said it at the before when I saw on the neck in the showcase trailer, I was like, yeah, our boy's infected. You can't dodge that at that point. So yeah, so we got it here, but man, that just looks so grotesque. Even though I'm seeing this, guys, I still don't think I still don't think Leon's dying, bro.
Why me?
The team has settled on a person of interest.
All right, little fun fact here. Maybe it's a fact, I don't know, but it's fun to speculate. So this is the same gas station that Leon passed by in RE2 Remake. What is this right here? Are you telling me that Leon's car is still there after 30 years? So you telling me nothing has happened in 30 years in this whole thing? I don't know, it's just a thought, but man, you gotta think though. I think that is a small little Easter egg that they put there just for us fans to notice that. You know, it's not the Jeep like in the original RE2 where it was already in the city kind of thing. I don't think we'll see. We definitely ain't gonna see that. I think they're taking the canon from, you know, RE2 remakes and so on and so forth. But man, I saw that. I was like, is that his car still that's in there? I mean, more than likely it is. I mean, I don't think you're gonna move it, but still, if nothing's happened in 30 years, that car's still staying there. But that's a nice little fun fact when I saw that. All right, let's press on.
A former T-virus researcher.
Because my master made you.
Now that line there, because my master made you, when I heard that line when I was first looking at this trailer, I was like, okay, I think that confirms there that our boy Gideon is not the main antagonist of the game, which when I did a voting poll, majority of y'all did say the same thing, that yeah, no, he's not the main antagonist. I think we all agreed on that. And same, and I do think that he's not the main antagonist. After, I think in the Leon trailer, I was already having the thought, I was like, I don't think Gideon is probably the main villain, because they did the same thing with Village where it centered on Lady D, but it turns out that no, she wasn't even the main peep. She was literally just your mini boss kind of thing. And I feel like Gideon's gonna be like that kind of boss, and like there's a big mastermind here at play. So there's a good chance, at least for me, I would love it to be Brandon Bailey. You know, like it ain't over yet. It's probably gonna be an antagonist that obviously some way somehow connects to Umbrella, but it's probably gonna surprise us. At least I hope so. But there's still a shot it could be Brandon Bailey, because I would love for it, because he's literally the last one.
Who you are.
All right, so we got Grace right here in the reflection right now. So she meets homegirl here. Now, I'm actually part of the Capcom like press kind of thing, not bragging or anything like that, because in the trailer it doesn't say her name or anything, but this little girl's name here is Emily. Okay, just so you guys are aware. When I saw this, I'm not gonna lie, a hint of disappointment came in, because she looks like, minus the eyes, she looks like a young Grace. And when Gideon said, "My master made you," I really, really hope we're not looking at, maybe this is far-fetched, y'all, but like, stick with me here, hear me out. I hope we're not in a like a clone type of scenario, like this is actually Grace as well. I hope that's not the case, man. I don't know, man. Like Gideon, like the way Gideon talks about Grace is like, you know, she's the key to something, you know, like she's very important. And I don't know, man. I look at homegirl Emily, and damn, we got a little girl again. Like, I hope this is not a villain, because damn, I hate that shit. But regardless, I'm not a big fan of the whole clone thingamajiggy either. I've never been a fan of that. If she's like the mastermind, like Resident Evil movies, like the Red Queen kind of thing, you know, I don't want that. Like, now we got a child mastermind here. Come on, man. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of the whole clone thing. But maybe I'm pushing too far. Maybe I'm not even close. But there's a small little image on why I also think that, which we'll get into in actually just a little bit. It should be coming up. Now, this part here is cool. I'm going to assume this is before Leon even drives to that hospital, because he still has his jacket on. Because I noticed when in the hospital, he still has his jacket on, but he does take it off when he's there. So I assume this is all before that. And maybe this is the reason why probably he wants to see Victor Gideon, probably, or he gets some info on him. We don't know yet, but very significant that this situation again is happening.
Raccoon City was where it all began for
This
me.
right here made me laugh. This enemy here has a hard hat. Leon don't give a fuck. That hatchet still went through that damn shit. I love it, man. I love it.
I'm coming with you.
We can't talk.
So obviously when I look at here, it seems that this is after like the shutters closed and everything, and Gideon locked himself in here with Leon. Shame on you. But of course Leon, but the thing is though, the way Leon's face was, it seems like he knew that Gideon was watching him. So, but yeah, and obviously as we look at Gideon's face and everything, like in his hand, yeah, he's infected with this thing too. So, but yeah, when I look at this hood and everything, it kind of also, you also got to think like, who was the one that, as like, could this man here killed Alyssa Ashcroft as well? Because in the hotel, when we see it, like we saw like the hooded guy, you know, choking out the, you know, the hotel manager, that guy there in that second trailer. Like, I don't know, when I saw the movement and everything, I don't know, I didn't want to say that was Gideon. I felt like that was like just one of his peeps. But I mean, it's not too far-fetched to think that was Gideon. But food for thought. This is where I was saying I hope this is not like a clone type of thing, because I'm looking at all this here. Like, I don't know if these are mini clones, just like we saw of Emily earlier in this trailer. But I mean, if this is like other clones of Grace or something, you know, you get where I'm going. I'm not a big fan of the whole clone thing. That's never been my thing, but it's all good. But what got me here, seeing all these red eyes and everything like that, the last time enemies had like eyes like this were enemies with a lot that had the Las Plagas inside of them. So I'm not saying that that's coming back, but that's when I saw this, I was like, bro, the last time we saw like red eyes like this was this little bit right here. So you see like this little bit here, this looks like all military getup, right? Now I understand that the director did say that the focus is not going to be on Chris, but who's to say that this is a flashback of Chris and the Hound Wolf squad going to the BSAA in Europe, and we actually got to see what happened? Because you got to think, the only really time I see like military outfits kind of thing like this is either, you know, with Umbrella, with Alpha Team, you know, Hunks and all that stuff like that. Chris is going to be involved, because Chris is the one that really has that big military background and everything like that. When it comes to uniform, you know, the flak, the Kevlars, all that stuff like that, you know, Chris is always part of that. So I feel like this could be like a small flashback of what happened with BSA in Europe. You know, it's not too far-fetched to think about, considering that they just said that line and then nothing happened. You know, they didn't even discuss that in the DLC, which is kind of disappointing too. Not kind of, it was pretty disappointing. Now this right here, I love this. So you see this area here, this definitely is the hotel. This is like the main hall in the hotel, right? You see Big Boy right there in the back, right behind me. Like, oh my God. And then of course you got Leon using another weapon's axe, which is cool, which he actually gets to toss it, which is so cool. But look at the power of the sniper rifle in this next shot, dog.
Want any more regret?
Ah, look at that.
Never.
And you got baby girl. Look at her. She look good, but look at her looking so determined, y'all. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. See, like how she all scared in the beginning, everything like that, and just the face of determination. I'm sorry, y'all. I think it is badass when you got a new character in the mix. They're very scared, but throughout the game they get more confident. To me, that's goated to me. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is, man. So like, I'm really looking forward to Grace's character development in this. I don't think Leon is gonna overshadow Homegirl at all. Personally, I am looking forward to seeing how Grace is going to evolve throughout this whole game.
Tate's coming in.
And look at this here. So you got Grace, it's definitely Grace, but you got Big Mama here again. So there's more than one of these. It ain't just one and done. No, there's more of these. We're gonna be running to more of these right here. Hey, you know what's crazy? How in the reveal trailer, we all thought this was Lisa Trevor. Like, damn. But now at this point, I really want to see what Homegirl really sounds like, because remember they did say that her audio was just a placeholder, but she actually sounds different. Now this right here, dude. Look at that. Wow.
It's been a while since you've been back there.
I love this, dude. Dude, that's fucking Sherry, dude. I don't need no confirmation. That's the confirmation for me. Sherry is one of the Raccoon City survivors, which is why I didn't say her name in the beginning, because I love how Capcom did this. They zoomed out enough to see us, like Sherry still rocking that short hair and everything, baby girl Sherry. But then it zooms, well, it flows down, but then in video editing it's called cross dissolve, which the screen just turns to black. And then you see the gloves. You see the gloves. Sherry's infected too, y'all. Which, I mean, he said, when Leon said 6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing. So it gets to the point where, like, okay, so if Leon's infected, if we're talking about Raccoon City survivors, Sherry's infected, then you also got to think. That would mean Claire is infected. That would mean Ada is infected. That would mean Jill is infected. That would mean Carlos is infected. There's a lot of maybes, but if this is a trend that we're going with here, we got some big names and some people that are infected with this thing. But like I said, Chris Redfield is still in the DLC after all this happened. So either Chris wasn't infected or they found a cure. We got to think about that. And also you could probably say something with Hunk in this as a matter of fact, but the thing is, like, either Hunk, one or two things happen. Hunk is either one of the 6 survivors and Leon knew about Hunk and all that stuff, and that's how Hunk is dead, or Hunk is just, at this point, Capcom is like, yeah, no, he's old, he's done. So we can only go by those 2 things right here. And this right here, complete aura farming.
Yeah.
Door to the RPD. Look at that, dog. Look at that. Yes, sir, man. Oh, that was so nice to watch at work. Man. Guys, I think this game is going to be absolutely fantastic. The story definitely sounds incredible on how they're doing. It definitely seems like some big names are going to be revealed in here, at least just looking at this. There's still some voices that we have heard in the reveal trailer that we still haven't even heard in these trailers. So that could still be anything, you know what I'm saying? So you just never know. So I feel like some big names are going to be revealed in this. But if I had to answer some questions, I do think Ada is still going to make an appearance, because it's very rare that Ada is not involved when Leon is in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So I still think Ada is definitely going to be shown. All right. That was definitely Sherry. I don't need any more confirmation. I don't even need to see or anything like that. I'm cool waiting to see her face for the game to release, but that's definitely Sherry. I don't need any more confirmation than that right there. But if Sherry's in the mix, I definitely would like to see Claire as well. You know, if we're seeing Ada, I would like to see, you know, the least RE2 peeps up in here. To be honest with you, you can put all the characters in here for all I care. You know, go all out. But at the same time, though, yeah, I also don't think Gideon is the main villain up in here. Like I said, I personally hope Brandon Bailey's the main villain. Some way, somehow he came back and everything. I hope that I'm wrong about the whole clone thing, but I don't think my thought process is very far-fetched on that, considering what I've been seeing. But yeah, guys, it's all cool. No demo. Not, like I said, not sweating it. The game literally comes out in 2 weeks. I'm not worried at all. I'm really cool with it. I cannot wait to play this, stream this, and we all know it's gonna be a long stream. We all know, and apparently from what we know, this game is not gonna be a short game. All right, but the thing is, though, once you've played Resident Evil 1 or twice, the game is actually pretty fast. If you know what to do, you can just like zoom by it. So the 18 hours, or what it's saying, 18, 19 hours, let's not be intimidated by that. Like you can, I'm pretty sure speedrunners will find a way to make this into maybe like a 5-hour game at the earliest. Also, if you guys made it to this part of the video, just to let you guys know, Dino Crisis 1 and 2 is on Steam. Capcom just shadow dropped that crap, and it's on sale right now for $5, both of them. Just wanted to let you guys know that if you made it this far in the video. Anywho, hey, I love you guys. Take care.